have those days, guys probably don't have them as often, but you wake up and your hair is just a mess, what do you do? So I'm going to show you 2 examples of 2 simple braids you can do. One I always do all the time, it's a side braid. Then I'm going to have my audience member, my mother, come up and I'm going to demonstrate another braid on her. So there's a couple of things you need. A brush. This is a detangler and a shiner you can spray into your hair if you want to. I already did mine, so I'm not going to add it in. And bobby pins when you get to the end if you have bangs or any loose pieces, they're pretty helpful. And I already brushed my hair too, so I'm not going to do that for you guys. So first you got to comb your hair over. Make sure you kind of get it all on one side. And then you grab it like it's a pony. Take your 2 fingers and you slide them into your hair. Try to get them as even as you can. And you kind of comb through. And then, so you have 3 pieces. I don't know if you can really see those. And then you just kind of take one over. Take your other hand, go behind. And while you're doing this, you want to try to keep it as tight as possible so then you don't have any little flyaways. One thing I like is in the morning when you're in a hurry to get to class or to work, you can do a simple braid. And as you can see, you're just kind of twisting it around each other, one after another. And it makes it a fast business look, or kind of a lazy look, I guess you could say. It's one I like to do. But as you see, when you get to the end, like I kind of have layers, they kind of start to stick out a little bit. So it's best if you can get your hair as even as possible. And then you can decide how long of a tail you want at the end. I personally like shorter tails. My mom and sister are a little different than I am. They're not as picky, I guess. When you get to the end, you gotta pinch it. And you can choose what kind of hair tie or band you want. I prefer a bigger one, and you just twist it around and around until it gets as tight as possible. That way none of your hair will fall out. And a braid. And then see, I have bangs, so I like the bobby pins. And you can either pull them back and pin them. You could do a little twist your bangs and pin it. Or if you really wanted to, you could take, I don't have very many bangs. If you had more bangs, you could redo another little braid and braid through and pin back. So for this one, I like to just swoop my bangs back and then you slide one bobby pin in. I've noticed when you're working, it's better if you take 2 because it helps support and keep your bangs in. You don't have to worry about them sliding. And you kind of make an X. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but you just cross them. And that's the side braid. It only took me a couple minutes. And now if I'll have my mom come up, I'll do hers too. Don't make fun of her flip-flops. Okay. Got it. Just. Okay. No, you're good. So brushing can be a pain. Most girls know having snarls and knots at the end of the hair is not fun. Guys, you wouldn't know because you guys keep your hair nice and short. But there are some guys that have the longer hair, so this can help them. Not most guys know how to braid, but it's an easy learning one, especially if you have children someday. So you part about halfway, right above the ears or wherever you want to start your part. And then again, 2 fingers, and you're going to split it so it's even. And you kind of just start crossing one over another. But as you cross the bottom one, you have to scoop more hair up. And kind of make sure they're even. And you cross over, and each time you cross the bottom one, you need to add another little chunk of hair in. That way it goes even all the way down. You don't have to worry about any little funky sticking out pieces. I would have one of the guys demonstrate, but they would probably take a little bit longer. But that's okay. And then once you get done, you just keep going one over the other all the way to the end. So as you can see, it's not very time consuming. It's pretty simple. It keeps your hair out of your face. Or I guess you could do a ponytail, and then you could also braid if you don't want your hair flopping all the way around. And it all depends on the kind of hair you have. As you can see, my mom has some really long hair. So just keep going all the way to the end. And then I'll take your ponytail. See, I left a little bit longer tail on hers. Like I said, it depends on your opinion how long you want it to be. And then to do some fancy styles, you could take it, you could tuck it under. If you really wanted to, you could wrap it around and make it look into a bun. There's many styles you can do with the braids, and those are just two simple ones. Thank you. Oh, I guess the audience member game. There's 1, 2, and 3.